Hello, it's John Porterfield again of Eco Cars and another great LPG van, the Citroen Berlingo, the Berlingo First. And we've taken this in part exchange against another LPG Berlingo. The company owned it from new, registered 28th of March 2008 on an 08 plate, showing 104,000 miles, so it's certainly done the work. And it's looking a little battle scarred, but this is a cheap and cheerful part exchange LPG van. Still plenty of life left in it. It's got a massive 100 litre tank, so great for long journeys. That can be filled to about 85 litres, because they always allow 10-15% for expansion of the gas in hot weather. Some nice soundproofing to the inside of the van. Rubber matting here, so it's not the prettiest, it's a little bit dirty. I've got glazed doors at the back. It works very well, it is what it is. It's a workhorse van. There's quite a few dinks and dents and marks, but if you just want a solid workhorse, you can mark there, that's ready for work, that's a fraction of the cost over a diesel to run, then maybe this is the van for you. Nice sturdy official Citroen roof rack. Let me show you the other details. It was owned by a company called Citroen UK, and obviously their job was to put sealant around various building sites, and as you can see there's quite a lot of marks on the fabric trim, which is basically sealant, which given a bit of work would actually come off if you wanted to spend the time on it. Front passenger seat, quite a few of these marks. Again, if you wanted to be really fussy, you could work at these bits of sealant and they'd come out, but there's no rips or tears to the seat or the fabric. Again, just needs a really good clean, to be honest, but like I said, it's cheap, it's cheerful, it's MOT'd, it's taxed till the end of September. There's some tax left to run on it. I'll just show you some more details. There's the LPG filler, you could do with getting a cap just to fit on there. It's the LX version, which means you get remote central locking. All the doors do lock on the remote except for the front passenger door, that doesn't lock on the remote. Driver's seat, again like the passenger seat, a few marks of sealant but no rips or tears or cigarette burns. Footwell, no holes to the rubber mat. Driver's door card, a little bit better than the other one, but again some sealant on the fabric inside. So inside the Berlingo we've got steering wheel controls for the hi-fi system, wipers and indicators on the other side. 104,000 miles showing on the clock. It's due a service, but I'm going to get it into the garage next week. Electric front windows, they both work fine. Being the LX, it has got fitted passenger electrically operated wing mirror, but at some point the wing mirror has been replaced with a manual wing mirror, so it's not electrically operated, it's just like a basic Berlingo van where you have to manually adjust it. I think maybe that wing mirror was lost at some point and they found out how much an electric wing mirror was and decided to fit a manual one instead. So there's quite a few marks to the roof lining. It will clean up really well, but I won't keep repeating myself, it is a cheap and cheerful van. Little power point down there, cigarette lighter, little glove box. I'll just pop open the bonnet so I can show you under that later. To lock all the doors, and single shot CD player, normal heating controls. This is the LPG switch. I've just started up now. It has got at the moment a slight misfire, so it's going to go into the garage. It's either a coil pack or a new plug, but that will be sorted, so I'll have it running properly. It clicks over to LPG nicely, that means it's warming up. Does a few checks, you'll hear a click in a moment from behind me as it warms up and it clicks over to gas. There we go, there's the click, that light goes out. There it goes, now it's running on gas. So the system works well. To turn the system off and on, you press the middle of the switch, that's it running on petrol. Press the switch, does a few checks, immediately goes out and switches over to gas. So it's a 100 litre tank. So power assisted steering, Yeah, everything works. The radio's a bit crackly, display's faded, clock showing the wrong time. I'm being open and honest and upfront. It is a great workhorse. Let me show you some documents that came with the van. I say the gentleman bought this and bought another LPG new shape berlingo from us, so he's stuck with LPG. He's had this from day one. He had it converted at just 351 miles. So there's the official certificate. Obviously, before I took it in part exchange, I did an HPI check, and it is clear. It's not been written off. There's no finance. Its MOT is until July the 11th, 2014, and the advisories were offside CV boots slightly deteriorated, but it's not letting any ingress of dirt into the joint. Front brake pads wearing thin, both wipers slightly deteriorated, and all tyres are wearing on the inner edges. So there's the advisory, but they are just advisories, but the MOT is till next year. And the V5 is here. Say it was Swift Seal UK that owned it, and they obviously moved address at some point, so they were down as the previous keepers. So yeah, it has been owned by them from new, and date of registration there to 27th of March 2008, and still registered as a petrol vehicle because there's no financial advantage in changing it to LPG. Still £220 a year for the road tax. So under the bonnet, it looks like a very recent new Varta battery. The vapour unit is down here, 4 inline sequential injectors for the gas system. Also got flash lube fitted, which just lubricates the top end of the engine. Light I've already shown you, it's HPI clear, and it's not showing any signs of any accident damage at all. The engine's very nice and dry, there's no undue leaks, and I'll just walk you around the rest. So before I walk you around the van finally, I'll just take you now for a short test drive. So welcome to the test drive. So clutch feels absolutely spot on, doesn't grab or snatch. And second gear, and no undue noises from the suspension. Drives lovely and straight, doesn't pull to the left or the right. I say by next week I'll have had that slight misfire sorted out. Even though it's cheap and cheerful, I'm going to sell it running properly. So whether it requires a coil pack or a new set of plugs, we don't know, but it's booked in for Monday to have that looked at, but it runs fine on gas. Testimony to running one of these on gas, to be honest. 104,000 miles, still nice and smooth. So it doesn't pull to the left or the right, it does what it says on the tin. 5th gear, all the gears sound fine, rolls along rather nicely. So just going to find a safe place to pull over. That's the brow of this hill. So you stop it on the brakes, again, it doesn't pull to the left or the right. Nicely. So that concludes the test drive. I'll just take you now for a final walk around this van. So welcome back from the test drive. I'll just grab the keys just to use it as a sense of scale for the tyre tread depth. Chips to the windscreen, yes, there is one chip there, but I think it's not an MOT fail because it's just above the arc of the wiper. Front tyre, it was saying wearing on the inner edge, a little bit of wear on the inner edge, but still I'd say a good 4 or 5 mil on that front tyre. The discs are just slightly lipped. Wing mirror is fine. Now down the sides it's got a few dimple dents, some outy dents there, and it could do with a good compound and a good polish. The rear tyre, 5-6 millimeters on that rear wheel. The rear bumper has got plenty of this sealant stuff stuck to it again, but that will clean up well. Like I mentioned before, there's a dink there, a dink on the back doors, and there's like some protective pieces of over plastic here, I think to protect if you were sliding ladders off and on the top of the official Citroen roof rack. The other rear tyre, good 4 or 5 millimeters on that. Again, down the side, not too bad, just the odd outy dent. Wing mirror is fine because this is the manual one. I've shown you the road tax. And the other front tyre, yeah, good 4 or 5 millimeters on there. Again, the front disc is slightly lipped. Not yet been properly cleaned. The front corner, ever such a slight scuff there. Small crack to the plastic grille there. Chips, not really any. It's very clean. Well, I say it's clean. It needs a good clean. But there's no chips to the bonnet to speak of. The roof could do with a good polish, but obviously it involves taking the roof rack off. But don't forget, this is just a workhorse. So thanks for watching. Price to sell, and look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye bye.